Building Men is brought to you by Finish the Race Apparel, FTRapparel.com, the creators of all things Building Men, and by Become Stronger Industries, become-stronger.com, the creators of handmade steel maces, hammers, and other badass equipment.
So we're going to help you guys clear the blocks that would usually show up when you get back home. We're going to look ahead, see what may kind of hold you back from taking action on the stuff you learn, and we're going to clear it. So that way, when you leave, you're a new man. You've completed a revolution of the hero's journey, and you're ready to tackle the next one, whatever it may be.
You're listening to the Building Men podcast with Dennis and Anthony Morolda, brothers on a mission
to help you become the strongest version of yourself, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and physically.
What's up, brother?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. I'm really excited about this episode right now. It's as everything is converging together in this one cool location. We've been teasing this idea of a hero's journey for a long time now, and this podcast that we're releasing today, we're going deep into what the hero's journey is. So we have an opportunity to connect with a couple men over the course of the last couple months, one of them over the last year. First is Austin Linney, who was on the podcast, episode 47, which released on May 17th of 21. He is like this unfiltered, unbelievable boss motherfucker. Austin Linney, and the other man we have with us today is Chase Tolleson. It was episode 65 that released on July 6th of 2021. I lovingly called Chase the Angel Pirate, just the way his voice sounds, and he's just a badass individual. So we have both of these men on today. Austin and Chase, welcome to the podcast, guys.
Thank you.
How's it going, gentlemen?
I'll start with you, Austin. So we connected way back in November of 2020. You had reached out just commenting on something I posted on Instagram. You and I started a friendship at that point, and you were an accountability coach for me. You were helping me get going with Building Men, a couple things. You nicely, in the nicest way possible, called me a fuckstick to tell me to get going on something that I was doing, because I was
sounds about right.
Absolutely. I was dragging my feet with something, and you're like, let's go, fuckstick. Get this shit together. And that's one thing that I love about you, is this unfiltered way that you just come across. You love the people that you're working with, your clients, but it's this really harsh, accountable way that you are, and it makes you, it motivates. It absolutely motivates. So first, Austin, give us a quick origin story, a little background about who you are, and then I'd love to talk to you about the location where this Hero's Journey retreat will be.
Yeah, I think something on that note before I talk about myself, I think one of the innate abilities that I had when I was younger that I noticed is that people were more themselves when they were around me. And I don't know if it was because I was more myself. I gave them the freedom to elevate who they think they were in that moment, right? And so people think that and don't get me wrong, it's unfiltered for sure, but there's also a tact behind what I call spoke in the wheel. So meaning, like, I want you to change the narrative that's been rolling around in your head, and I'm going to do everything to shake that loose. So that's something that I think a lot of people need in their life, and that's what this event will give them, is kind of that out of the box experience. And so for me, huge addiction to drugs and alcohol when I was younger, which led me into trying to fit in with people that I probably shouldn't be. And, started surrounding myself later on in my life with higher level individuals. And when you surround yourself with better individuals, they see more in you than you see in yourself. And through that, radically changed my entire life around. Lost, 70, 80 pounds, started multiple businesses, started a coaching business, got divorced, all these things, but single-handedly, just created a new me. And I think there's been about 17 of those. So it's not like it's happened overnight. And we're still searching every day, but people like this and surrounding myself on calls with human beings such as y'all, all of y'all is kind of what got me to where I am today.
And it's cool, Austin, I think about, there's that idea of there's 6 degrees of separation of every human being in the world, or you've heard 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. You can attach any movie to another person through Kevin Bacon. It's really the 6 degrees of Austin Linney. Every single person I feel like I know in my life, I've met through you. Somehow I met my 7th grade algebra teacher through you, and I didn't know you at the time. I have no fucking clue how it happened, but that's what happened in the world. So now,
you know what people always say to me? They're like, "Hey, man, so I'm doing this with this guy," and I'm like, "Badass." I'm like, "Who introduced you?" And they're like, "You did."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, okay." Like,
I've tried to introduce you to people that you introduced me to. You're like, dude, I fucking introduced you to that dude already. That's my boy there. It's hysterical. And so the way that I met,
you know what? Well, you know what that is, right? It's giving without expectation.
Absolutely.
There's no need from it, and so I think that if more people did that, I think, there'd be a lot more love and compassion in the world.
Yep, 100% agree with that. And it's interesting. You introduced me to Angelo Cisco, the alpha hippie, and I'm preparing for the interview with Angelo. And so as I'm preparing, I flip on one of his podcasts, and one of his guests was Chase Tolleson. So through Angelo Cisco, I'm listening, and I'm like, this guy's fucking badass. I'm like, first of all, I need to record his voice telling me to wake up in the morning. On my phone, I need that voice, Chase saying, it's time to get up. First in a nice way, and then like, get the fuck out of bed right now. Get the fuck up. So, Chase, if you could say that right now real loud for the audience, so this way I could record it and put it on my phone. It's not weird, unless we make it weird.
We'll do it like, hey, it's time to get up. Your alarm's going on. It's time to get up. Hey, get out of bed. What the fuck? Get your ass up, put your feet on the floor, stand up, and start your fucking day.
Dude, yes. We already started a new business right there.
Absolutely. All right, so Chase, give us a little bit of an origin story, and then we'll go from there.
I was a skinny kid, and my dad lifted weights, and because he was the skinny kid. And by the way, I have a size 8 head, so being the skinny kid with a size 8 head, they call me bobblehead. So I started into fitness purely so I could stop getting called a bobblehead, and so I could stick up for myself. And I realized through fitness that I found other avenues of confidence and self-expression. And after spending 4 years in the Navy, chasing what I thought I wanted and realizing that I was disenfranchised with a broken leadership system, I got out and opened a gym and started changing lives. And then I found the mindset work and the life coaching side of things. And I integrated that. And I have since, and we have condensed like 33 years into about a minute here. I have since shut the gym down and moved online, because in the brick and mortar space, it is extremely difficult to get people to buy into the mindset and the life coaching side of things. When you're online and you spend time with people, that's the meat and the potatoes. When you're brick and mortar and you're in the gym, people just want to come in and sweat and leave. So that's why I've made the shift. I had used fitness to run away from myself when I was a kid. I had used beating myself up in the gym to quiet the voice that called me a little bitch for not fully pursuing the Navy SEAL contract when I was in the Navy. And I knew that there were people doing that with their mortgage and their job and their family and the relationship, and running away from all those things with fitness without addressing the noise inside. And it just makes that noise louder.
Right.
And then you fall off the fitness train. So that's why I do what I do now. And I work with the words and the language, and where Austin may be more on the calling people a fuck stick, I start with everybody with, I got bowls and a crystal bowl next to me and a salt lamp. I'm the hippie here. Yeah. So, and then when they need a real kick in the ass, we'll toss them over to Austin. So
absolutely. And Anthony, somehow Austin introduced us to one another, even though you're my brother. I'm 14 years old, and we
met. Yeah.
Came to you through Austin Linney. So Austin, talk to us about the place where we'll be holding this retreat. It will be April 28th through May 1st. Talk about the location. What do people have to look forward to?
Yeah, I think that when you get people on site, and I think that you get them around that collective energy, I think you can really create some magic. And this place is no different. It's right on across the street from the lake. It has its own kind of public beach in front in Lake Tahoe, California, which is Tahoe Vista, which is North Tahoe, right outside of Reno. Covered in trees, beautiful setting. So it's a 26-room hotel. So 3 floors, 2 floors on the other side, and a hot tub. So we will have the run of the entire hotel because that's just the way we roll. We really want to create a experience, right, where everything that we're going to be doing is going to be in walking distance. So you're not going to need your car. You're not going to need to worry about any of that stuff. And we really just want to create almost a dome experience where you can be yourself and you can change for the better. This hotel is run and owned by one of my mentors. So he'll be speaking as well there at a steak dinner, talking about wealth building because he's very successful in real estate. And I really feel like, being able to go to experiences like this, especially for people, is not just about the event and everything, but it's also about to get them out of their own personal environment. And what a better environment to get them in than beautiful Lake Tahoe with the crystal clear water and the amazing weather. So super excited about that.
And not only that, there's also, there's going to be a hike when we're up there. There's water sports that we can participate in. And there's an adventure course that's within walking distance to the hotel as well, which it's like a high ropes confidence course. And just going through that experience with that brotherhood that we will create there, that will be one of the most impactful parts of the entire journey.
Mm-hmm. And here's something to think about, guys. And this is something super important. And those moments that you're in your room by yourself, away from your family and your kids, that experience is very powerful as well too, right? The removal of distractions, right? And being able to take some time. So, this is on so many levels, this location is picked for a purpose and a reason, where you can cultivate a full top to bottom experience.
So Chase, tell us a little bit about the experience, an overview, if you will, of the itinerary of the experience.
The itinerary. Well, some retreats are wellness, some are finding yourself, some are financial success. This one will touch on everything. And also, you guys are going to get to laugh because I do believe we have a comedy show. We're going to be right there on Lake Tahoe. And besides the fact that a lot of energy vortexes reside next to bodies of water, so the energy will be high. We'll get to go do cold plunges. We'll get to do beachside workouts. And also story work, identity stuff, clearing blocks that have been holding us back so that we can actually implement this stuff. Because for anybody that's listening and who's been to weekends where, hey, this is a retreat weekend. And you go in and you sit down and you listen to people talk and you listen to them talk and you get all this really cool stuff. You got this notebook full of shit that you're gonna do it. And you get back home and you fall flat on your face. So we're gonna help you guys clear the blocks that would usually show up when you get back home. We're gonna look ahead, see what may kind of hold you back from taking action on the stuff you learn. And we're going to clear it. So that way, when you leave, you're a new man. You've completed a revolution of the hero's journey, and you are ready to tackle the next one, whatever it may be.
Absolutely. And when you think about it, I know for myself, having that moment where you're looking in the mirror and you're not quite happy with the person who's staring back in the glass, and you recognize that there's something more. But typically there's something that's sticking you up. It's getting stuck. It's trapped in your chest. It's trapped in your gut. It's trapped in your head, not letting you experience it. So you have to go through the actual experience, that hero's journey, where you're doing something challenging, and there are mentors there that will help you along on this journey, discovering who you truly are. And Anthony, tell us a little bit about some of the cool stuff that comes along with the hero's journey.
Yeah, well, just upon arrival, you're going to get our hero's journey journal, right, which we're going to be actively using the entire time while we're there. And then you're going to get an awesome Hero's Journey t-shirt. And then you're going to get Mike DeSanti's book, Emerging Man, which is fucking amazing.
Yes.
And then upon completion of this is where you're going to earn your personalized steel mace from Paige McNally, Become Stronger. And yeah, it's just, again, that mace is going to feel like it's going to feel powerful because of all the things that you went through and how much you put out. And, it comes down to how much are you willing to be vulnerable and be yourself and let yourself be open to change and be willing to accept everything that we're giving you, because we're going to give you a bunch of tools and it's your job to now apply them and use them and start to practice them in your daily life after that, because life hits you hard after you get out of beautiful Lake Tahoe.
Yes.
So this is why we're going to give you the tools so that it doesn't just end there.
Absolutely. And not only that, there is this, Chase had mentioned, Paul Roseberry, who's a comedian. He was episode 75, I believe, on the podcast. He'll be there doing a live show from the event. Additionally, we will have on Saturday night or Sunday morning, we're going to do a live podcast from Lake Tahoe as well. So people that are there will have an opportunity to witness that live podcast. And the cool thing is, it's not only is that brotherhood feel where you're going experiencing something with a group of men going through this journey together, but the four of us have a good time together. Part of this is having fun. Like it is, we will have a good time doing it. We like to bust balls. We joke around. We will laugh and have fun during this experience. So it's not this stuffy, put in a box kind of thing. We're out there and we're going to have a good time during this experience as well.
I won't allow it. Yeah.
Do we get karaoke?
What's the point? If you're not, there's this word that adults, they've forgotten, and it's like the scariest fucking word in the world, and it's 3 letters. It's called fun. You ever fucking heard of it? We're white knuckling life. And so one of the big directives for this thing is we're going to teach and we're going to learn, but we're also going to have a damn good time doing it. And I think that all those things can be accomplished together. And that's why I think this group works so well. And we want to show that y'all that you can have fun doing personal development. My favorite joke that I say all the time is sometimes personal development can get too personal.
Hey, and on the fitness and neuroscience nerd side, play is crucial for implementation of stuff like this. When you bring play back into your life as an adult, you see your skills up level, you see yourself up level. Because that stuff is an integral part of development.
Absolutely. And so as people are interested in this journey, basically it's April 28th through May 1st. You basically have to just get yourself there. Everything else is self-contained. Everything that you're going to eat, everything you're going to drink, all of the experiences will happen once you get yourself there. So get yourself to Lake Tahoe April 28th through May 1st for this unbelievable experience.
Yeah. We're going to have everything there for you. So you just got to kick back, be willing to open up and be vulnerable and just let the experience take place. And it's going to be
Will there be any live singing?
We can make that happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Turn around every now and then. Yeah, that's definitely got to happen. Sure.
That's at the start. All of us are on stage and we just...
I feel some Cyndi Lauper in your future, Austin. I feel like there's going to be a little Cyndi Lauper.
Dude, here's the deal with that stuff. I like to go obscure. I like to find, the singer that everybody knows, but they don't really know her name. And then really, if you just really want to bring it home, Michael Bolton, just Michael Bolton just sets the world on fire. So
to do the Bolton, you need the hair though. You need the long curly hair. So
I have it.
I'm sure you do.
Don't worry about it. Yeah,
sure you do. All right, so Austin, tell the audience where they can find you first of all.
Yeah, so if you want to know about this, DM me, shoot me a message. It's in my link tree as well too. But everything that you need to know about me is on austinlinney.com. It has the podcast. Hit me up there or hit me up on Instagram. But yeah, you can find all the stuff you need right there.
Awesome. Chase.
Instagram is the easiest spot right now at coach_Chase_Tolleson, and chasetolleson.com will be up and running likely by the time this drops. And that will also house the 12-week there will be a link to this retreat, and it'll also house the Primal Man Pathway. So you can find more about that with my podcast links on that page.
Tremendous. Brother.
At Coach Anthony Morolda.
On Building Men, building.men on Instagram, buildingmencoach@gmail.com. Buildingmen.io is the website. Like Anthony mentioned, Become Stronger Industries, the creator of Handmade Steel Mace. Check them out, one of our sponsors. They'll be sponsoring this event. And Finish the Race Apparel, the creators of Building Men Gear. They'll be sponsoring this event as well. I'm really looking forward to it. I truly appreciate the both of you, brother. I appreciate you. This is going to be the first of several that we're going to do. Not only in-person retreats, we'll do online events. This is the beginning of this galaxy of hero's journey that we're about to create right now.
Wonderful.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for being on the podcast. Love you all. Go a step further than you thought you can go. We'll see you next time on Building Men.